Arizona and Duke, they play at 9:39 tomorrow in Newark at the Prudential Center. Duke has been outstanding all year. Many people have called them the favorite to win this entire thing. They're young. They don't play like it. Cooper Flagg is a freshman. You would never know it based on the way that he plays, especially on the defensive end. It's hard to imagine many youngsters playing the way that he does on that side, but it's full buy-in, great talent, well-rounded. They got it all. An Arizona team with Tommy Lloyd that is hungry. Matt McCall, what say you about this game, sir?
You know what? Fanta's interview with Tommy Lloyd, when Lloyd said, look, this is not North Carolina versus Duke. Can we stop talking about that? Just because of Caleb Love, we're making this about North Carolina versus Duke. I mean, our guy Tyler Hansbrough said if Arizona wins this game, they should hang his jersey in North Carolina's rafters. Like, no, we got to move past that. Yeah, his Arizona jersey. Put it up in the Carolina rafters, right next to Michael Jordan's and James Worthy's. Throw it up there. I just think as good as Arizona has been, and I have great respect for Tommy Lloyd, the job that he's done. I mean, you think about him coming from Gonzaga to be the head coach at Arizona. I mean, the jump that is, being the top guy at Gonzaga to be the head coach at Arizona. He's done an unbelievable job. But this Duke team, they're just too good. There's too much firepower out there. Cooper Flagg, the fact that he played in the first weekend of the NCAA tournament, that just shows you how much of a competitor this guy is and how much he just loves competing and playing the game of basketball. I don't see how this one's, really even that close. I think there's just too much Duke. John Shire, the job he's done. Let's not get started on the whole ACC Coach of the Year. Not that Pat Kelsey was not deserving, because he did an outstanding job flipping a program. But come on, man, what John Shire's doing at Duke, taking over for a living legend, which is not an easy thing to do. And we've seen a lot of guys struggle with it. We saw Kyle Neptune get let go this year after taking over for a living legend. It's not easy to do. And this guy's doing it. And he's not only doing it, he's doing it at a high level. So this Duke team, for me, they're on a path to a Final Four. I don't think it's a walk in the park, because I think Arizona will have a good game plan. You give Tommy Lloyd a week to prepare for this team. He'll have a game plan on how they're going to defend and guard Cooper Flagg. But Duke's just too good. So the Blue Devils are marching on. Too 100%. Good.
100%. And with John Shire, so young. I mean, the guy's got a long career ahead of him. It's incredible what he's done, picking up the mantle there. Mike LaTulip, Arizona heavy underdog. Should they be in your eyes?
I think it's about right. Feels like the 9.5 or whatever it's at, bordering on a double digit. I mean, that's about right. That's probably where a lot of opponents would be against Duke at this point for the remaining field. These two teams played back in November, and a lot's changed since then. Personnel has changed. They're both playing a lot faster. That game was 69-55. And it's fascinating to see, Krivas is now out. Vesar and Awaka played 13 and 12 minutes in that game. Caleb Foster played 26 minutes in this game. Sion James came off the bench and played 20. Mason Gillis played 7 minutes. I mean, it's just these teams are completely different. But the one thing, you could look at it and be like, hey, well, we should be confident. We're Duke. We already beat them. But the one thing I think Arizona has going for them is that they're not going to have that shock to the nervous system of playing against this positional size of Duke, because I've already seen it. I thought Baylor was like, whoa, and could not get their footing the entire game in terms of how quickly gaps close defensively, how quickly those closeouts are, Malawatch around the rim. I mean, this is at least an Arizona team that's seen it. And again, I don't want to make this reductive, but this is going to come Caleb Love has to be Caleb Love in this game. I shouldn't say Caleb Love has to be good Caleb Love in this game. And he has to make shots. He actually, in that first matchup, he actually had open looks. But what Duke does to you defensively is they create the paranoia that gaps are closing so quickly that you rush shots. And he had open looks that he rushed. And because he rushed them, he missed them. And so does he look back on it and say, hey, if I get open looks, just settle in, take the shot, knock it down? That's going to be obviously a major key here. But like McCall said, I continue to be so impressed with Duke, and it has nothing to do, well, maybe a little bit to do with just their talent, right? They're super talented. The roster construction's awesome, but I've kind of lauded their mentality all year, and just, you know, the militant way they go about things, and for it to be that way and also be how young they are, that does not happen. That is so rare.
No,
for a team to be this locked in. And so, I mean, we've seen it.
they're special.
They had the same demeanor.
They
had the
special.
same demeanor against Louisville in the ACC championship as they had against Mount St. Mary's in the opener, and that's what makes this Duke team different.
Yeah,
they are number one in the country in average margin of victory. And I get it that the ACC's down. I get it. I totally get it. I understand that. Like, we can talk about that all day long if we want to. But they're number one in the country in average margin of victory. And that average margin of victory is 21.5 points.
Yeah.
21.5 points.
UConn-y to you from last year?
They feel a little bit UConn-y, but I'm saying,
yeah.
Think about that. 21.5 points. And in their non-league, they played Baylor. They played Arizona. They played Kentucky. It's like they played Kansas. They played Auburn. Like, they played all these teams in the non-league. So it's not like, they're like playing cupcakes and it's like, oh, well, the ACC's down. They haven't played anybody. No. Oh, by the way, they played Illinois, with 3 games to go in the ACC season in Madison Square Garden.
Yeah.
So, like, they scheduled hard, and their average margin of victory is 21.5 points. 21.5 points. That's ridiculous.
But to your point, it's because of the mentality. Like, every game is a new game for them, and I have never once seen them this season say, "Hey, we're playing this team tonight," or "Hey, you know what? Let's shift it into this gear." I mean, they show up and they're so consistent. And that's why, I have them winning the entire thing, and so I certainly have them winning this game against Arizona. But again, like, these are 2 different teams in the teams that we saw in November.